Hey guys, I hope you're all well. As usual, I'm going to be going over a nice technical breakdown of the charts for the week ahead. I'm currently making this at about midnight, a couple of hours after market open, but I want it to be ready for Monday morning. So hopefully there'll be some helpful setups in here. But as I've said over the past few weeks, the market is in a really strange time at the moment. It's a bit indecisive, and there are some signs of reversal happening on a lot of the pairs. So that's what I'm going to kind of speak about today, and hopefully we can capitalize whichever way the market goes. Okay, that's what I'm aiming for. So to show you what I mean, let's start with Aussie dollar. Okay, and we'll go over about 10 pairs as usual. So starting with Aussie dollar, as I said, we've been in a downtrend for very long, a long-term downtrend, and this shorter-term downtrend. So the momentum is downwards. Okay, and if there's one thing that I've learned is don't argue with momentum. If we're in a downtrend, sell. Okay, but what's really interesting is we've just spiked and touched this level here, 6830, and if we look historically, again looking left is one of your biggest friends on charts. If we look left, 6830, can you see this rejection here? We touched this level and we spiked up and started an uptrend. So it's interesting to realize that we've rejected this level at the moment, because for all we know, history is going to repeat itself, and this is the beginning of an uptrend. So I would be aware of that if you're going to place any trades at the moment. Okay, so that's the long opportunity covered briefly, but let's say momentum carries on and we break through the 6830 level, then we can look at trades something like this. So this is on the daily time frame. We've got, sorry about that, we've got a couple of potential trend lines here. Okay, we've got this longer term one that kind of ignores this fake out, but in terms of a shorter term one, we've got a nice 1, 2, and we could be coming in for a third touch here now. And actually, if we look at this Fibonacci reversal zone here, this coincides very nicely this week with this trend line. So what I'd be looking for is if we see some sort of rejection from this region. So I'll draw a nice little box there or something, and I'll make that yellow for Fibonacci. Right. So if we get some sort of push into this yellow zone and maybe a spike up to the trend line as well for a third trend line touch, I would look for sell opportunities. Okay, and then we can look to sell down to maybe 6,800 would be a nice target. Okay, but if you'd like to take profit first at maybe 6,830 at that kind of levels, just in case we get a double bottom there, that is what I would look for. Okay, so if we see rejection, okay, don't just sell from this region, look for a clear rejection. So if we drop down to the 4 hour, what we want to see are spikes. Okay, spikes upwards, some rejection, shooting star kind of formations, 3-pin patterns, 2-pin patterns. Okay, we want some sort of rejection to take sell opportunities. If not, then we wait. If we miss a trade, we miss a trade, but don't purposely get stopped out. Okay, there's really no point. So just moving back up to the daily, I'm looking at sell opportunities from there. If, however, we don't reject, and as I said, we smash through, then I would wait for break and retest before taking longs. Okay, but I'm in no rush to trade any longs yet, because I think that will come through towards the end of the week or maybe next week, in which case I'll have you covered with another video. Okay, so that's Aussie dollar, a nice first pair, I think. Not as nice then is Euro Aussie, which is really interesting at the moment. If I zoom out to give you a bigger picture here, huge uptrend since 2017 we're talking. Okay, huge uptrend, and we've approached this level now where we've had so many rejections of this level, but finally we've had daily closes and weekly closes above this level. Okay, so we've created highs since 2015. This is the highest we've been trading on this pair since 2015, so very significant, right? So now that we've closed above this level, what I would look for is some form of retest of this level. Okay, so retest of this level and rejection, very clearly rejection before moving higher. Okay, if we don't reject, then this could easily be a fake out, and we could just drop straight back below, break this counter trend line, and fall as we have done when we've touched this region before. Okay, like I said, we are looking at reversals on some pairs, so this could be the time that we reverse. Okay, a little fake out to entice buyers before a huge sell-off. Okay, so again, I'll cover both sides because this really could go either way. Sorry about these ads, guys. Okay, so let's assume then that we're looking for long trades. As I said, a retest of this blue region, okay, and a rejection to take it long. My first target would be up here at the 27 extension, because look at that really nice confluence, guys, right up to this spike where the market had a flash crash back in January. Okay, so 6550 would be my first target, which would give us just over 150 pips if we were to take this trade long. Okay, let's say that's not how it played out though, because very easily, as I said, we could reverse. Okay, then what I would wait for, and the reason why I've drawn on this counter trend line, is a break back below, a break of this counter trend line, and a retest of both the blue region and the counter trend line, which is very doable. If we drop down to the 4 hour, okay, this could also be a very nice setup. So 1, 2. So we could come for a third touch, but actually break this counter trend line, retest at this sort of junction, and then absolutely fall. Okay, so it's very unclear which of those we're looking at yet. So I personally won't be rushing into trades on this pair. Okay, but if you're desperate to trade it, then you've got both sides given to you there. Okay, so wait for clear signs. Okay, before buying or selling. Very clear price action is what we're looking for. Otherwise, just stay out of the trade. Okay. GA is another one that's very unclear to me, and I'll explain why. I thought I'd get all these kind of nasty pairs out of the way first. We were in an uptrend for very long, again on the daily chart. Okay, and what we had was a break of this trend line that held for a long time. Okay, we broke this trend line, came up to retest it, okay, and then fell. What we have though is technically a higher high. Okay, because it's higher than this previous height, but only just by a few pips. Okay, so this could be seen as a double top, and I've said this before on videos, but I'll repeat it again for this week because of how important it is. Okay, so we need to now establish whether this is a double top or a higher high, and what's not helping is that we haven't taken out this previous low, so we don't know yet if it's a reversal. We're almost range bound between these two levels, so we now need to determine a bias, short or long. So the way I'm doing that is keeping an eye on this this kind of weekly level, 1.8450, because actually there's a nice Fibonacci zone there as well. From this spike down to here, there's a really nice Fibonacci reversal region. So say this is now a double top, okay? All we're doing is we're retracing slightly to this Fibonacci zone, and then we can take shorts, okay? If, however, we break through this Fibonacci zone, then it would probably confirm that we're still in an uptrend. So this is why it's really interesting to me. 1.8450 is the level to watch for me. Okay, if we reject it, I do believe we can sell off back down to probably 1.8. Okay, 1.8. GA really likes these round numbers, so 1.8 would be a target should we reject this level. And as you can see, we've got a kind of slow down momentum at the moment. Anyway, spike. So it'll be interesting. Oh, too many ads, guys. Really interesting. If, however, we smash through, we see some pound strength, some Aussie weakness. If we smash through, we would wait for a retest before taking it long. Okay, and my target there would be 1.89. Okay, so either way, we can get 450 pips on this trade. Okay, just wait for the clear signs. Otherwise, you can very easily lose as well. In terms of stop losses, I won't go through these on every pair, but for both long and short, they should be very tight, because because we're waiting for a break and retest for a long trade, we can keep a very tight stop loss, and we can have a beautiful risk to reward of 1 to 9, 1 to 10. Okay, for short trades, the risk to reward would be slightly less because we're waiting for a rejection, but I would keep it maybe above this spike, not this spike. That's a poor risk to reward, but just above this spike, that should be probable enough. And again, 1 to 7 risk to reward. So this could be a nice setup if it presents itself. Don't go chasing trades, please, guys. Okay. Again, we're holding between these two trend lines for now. So a break either way would confirm the bias that we'd have once we hit 1.8450. Okay. So that's another nice confluence for us. Let's look at NZD/USD, the New Zealand dollar. Really interesting at the moment. We're in, let me remove that for a second. We're in this downtrend again, both long term, if I zoom back out. So both a long term downtrend with this trend line and also this shorter term kind of descending channel. So what I'm looking for here, again, is either a continuation of momentum or a reversal, because guys, look at this beautiful double bottom that's potentially formed here. Okay, this could be a very clear sign of reversal that we can't ignore. Okay, we also can't ignore momentum though. So again, we're looking for key regions that should we break or bounce, that will determine our bias. Okay, so this descending channel is held nicely so far, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as long as it holds, I would keep my short bias. Okay, if this breaks though, then I see this as a valid double bottom, and in which case I'd look to take longs. Okay, what I've drawn on here, this yellow region, is a Fibonacci reversal region. So if we are indeed looking at short trades next week, I would expect a small push up into this region either today or tomorrow, a touch of this trend line, and then we could take shorts from there. First target, I'd stay at this level, kind of 0.65, I would say, to be on the safe side. However, if we break it, I think we can look down to this level here, 6,425 and 6,400. That's if we reject this trend line in this level. Really, really nice confidence for short trades, high probability. If, however, this double bottom is a valid reversal, if we break above, then I would expect a break, maybe a push up to 0.6650. Okay, but we do need a retest, and on that retest, I would look at taking longs. And in terms of targets, I'd probably take it up to too many ads. Right, I'd probably take it up to this long-term trend line, because we've had one touch, two touch, and coming in for a third touch would be really, really nice. So should we break this this trend line here, this channel, I'd wait for a break and retest, and then take long trades up to this trend line. Okay, so no exact number target here, but something around 6,800 or 6,750, depending on how long the trade takes to come through. Okay, so again, covering both sides, but just to protect you, because the last thing you want to do is blow capital. One thing I will point out though is we have just touched this region, and we've got some a nice doji, and we could form a really, really beautiful evening star. So if we miss this trend line and we don't touch it, don't chase the trade again, guys, because what we could get is just a triple bottom before absolutely blowing us out the water. So don't trade unless our conditions are fulfilled. Okay, that's really, really important. Don't chase the trades, okay, because we'll get stopped out, we'll lose money. Oil then. So last week, those of you who've been following me, last week we had a really, really nice week on oil. I mean, well, the trades given were nice. I personally missed the entries because I was so busy, but I'm really glad to see some of you guys got in entries, and we looked at about 600-700 pips last week on oil, and a beautiful sniper entry, no drawdown. So really happy with oil last week. Looking into this week then, I'm looking for a bit of continuation to the upside, but I wouldn't take longs now. Okay, I would look at taking shorts very soon though. What I'm looking at is this, to me, is a retracement. Oil has not changed direction. We've had this huge bear run. This to me was just a retracement back to the upside. Okay, we've got this kind of downtrend trend line here. Sorry, I can't get my words out. We've got this lovely trend line here, one touch, two touch. So I believe we could come in for a third touch now. Okay, if we apply the fib from this swing high to the swing low, this 71 fib, which is proven to be really accurate, is right on this $60 per barrel zone, psychological zone, key level that we can see is respected. Okay, so this to me is the really one of the nicest setups this week. If we can get a push up from oil into this Fibonacci reversal zone, and touch this trend line for a third touch, and maybe even to the 71 exactly, anything around here in this kind of region is going to be such a beautiful short trade should we reject from there. Okay, I won't put that on just yet actually. What I'll show you though, if we can catch a short trade from there, we can ride this down for hundreds of pips. You could have your first target back at the lows at $51 per barrel if you'd like, but I'd actually probably be looking to hold this out right down to the 618 extension, because look at this beautiful, beautiful confluence, guys. Bang on the 4250 level, bang on this low here. I've not seen many confluences this nice, guys, in terms of trend line, key level, 71 fib, extension, key level, low. Really, really nice trade here, guys. So I'm waiting for a push up on oil to start off the week, and then maybe a midweek reversal around Wednesday from this level, to take short trades for a lot of pips, guys. a lot of 1500 pips potentially, depending on how long you're willing to hold. And we can look at adding other entries along the way. But if we reject this level is the clear bit there, because we have had something of a double bottom. So what I'd say is if we reject this level, 1500 pips. And you can even keep a bit of a wider stop loss there because of that risk to reward. You could even keep the stop loss. Even that a 1 to 4 risk to reward trade, even with a 390 pip stop loss. So do you know what I mean? My kind of stop loss would be just above maybe here, 1 to 18. What a beautiful trade, guys. So that's one to look out for. And a new pair I'm going over for you guys at the moment is actually Euro GBP, because it's of interest to me at the moment, to be honest. Okay, if I show you what I mean by that, we've got this kind of rising wedge almost. That price is respected most of the time. If I zoom into this 4 hour, what we can actually see is we've broken out of this wedge here and retested it to the T. Okay, when we've retested it, what we've also done is touched this trend line again. So that's a nice confluence there to take short trades. But then what we've done for a further confluence is this trend line here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've then broken out, retested it, and retested it again. Okay, so this to me looks like we're breaking all of these trend lines ready to come short. And even nicer is this level here seems to be some sort of neckline for what could be a head and shoulders. So we've got left shoulder, head, and this right shoulder here. Okay, so what I'd be looking for in terms of trades on this, I wouldn't rush in from here because we could see almost a double top form. So what I would look for, I would wait on this personally. Personally, I would wait on this trade. I would wait for a break below this neckline, a retest, and then look to take short trades. Probably back down to 8,500 to be honest. Again, it depends on how long you're willing to swing trades, but you can look for maybe first targets at this low here, so 8,725, and then if you're willing to swing it, then 8,500. Okay, so either way you've got a few hundred pips there, but this Euro GBP I'm looking for short trades. Okay, very simple. Break and retest of this blue region at 8,875, 0.8875. I'll look for short trades. Okay, next pair USD CAD then. USD CAD's been very confusing at the moment, and my chart kind of reflects that. I like to keep my charts very clean and tidy most of the time, but at the moment with USD CAD there's so many trend lines that are holding or not holding. I've put them all on there so I can show you very clearly, or almost very clearly, what's going on. So let's look at this first inner trend line. Respected, but then we've broken through. Okay, we're now at this this trend line. We've had 1 touch, 2 touch, and we've just had this 3rd touch now. Okay, so you'd expect a big reversal. Okay, but actually what I anticipate is maybe a retest of this trend line that was broken before actually a move south again. Okay, either thing could happen. This could be a 3rd touch that accelerates us all the way up to 1.4, but equally it could be a reversal for a quick retest before another fall. Okay, so what will be interesting to me is how we react to this 4 hour trend line here. 1 touch, 2 touch. So if we get a 3rd touch, then we can look for shorts. If we break through this is then a counter trend line, and we're indeed long. Okay, so again, indecisive at the moment, but I personally would wait for any sort of reaction to this counter trend line. There are plenty of other pairs I've given that we can take trades on. Don't rush into the pairs that aren't presenting nice trades. Okay, some people might find trades that fit their style, but for me, looking for swing trades with a nice risk to reward of at least kind of 1 to 5, I don't see any trades for me on here, or I don't see any clear direction that works for me and my style. Like I said, for short trades, look for a 3rd touch of this trend line, and maybe even in confluence with this Fibonacci reversal zone over here. But if we smash through, retest, and carry on upwards, I wouldn't jump in on long trades. I would wait for some more confluences, which I'll update you on during the week. Sorry guys, I've been talking a lot. Let's look at Euro USD now actually. So we've had this very long-term downtrend for from as far back as January 2018. So a year and a half now, this downtrend. But actually what we're seeing at the moment is we've had something of a double bottom, okay? And I said that a lot of pairs are reversing at the moment, and this is a prime example of that, to be honest. If I just draw, let's see what this looks like. On some pairs, there's a really, really nice setup here. Look at this. If we draw a very long-term fib, okay, we've had A, B. We're coming into the C now, right in that Fibonacci reversal zone. We've had a double bottom, so that to me is a really, really nice confluence that that could be a valid reversal. To back my point up, we've also broken out of a few different trend lines. We broke this one and retested. We've broken this one and we're yet to retest. So this is what I'm looking at this week now. Okay, is long trades on Euro USD. What I'd look for is a retest of this broken trend line. So we had 1, 2, 3, it kind of held there. So I would look for a retest of this broken trend line. But then also, if I zoom back into the 4-hour here, if we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches somewhere around here, when this retest occurs, we can look for really, really nice long trades. Okay, so I'm looking for long trades on Euro USD, and my entry, I wouldn't chase anything. I'd look for an entry somewhere out of here. Okay, so it might be that I have to wait until next week for this to come through. That's fine. I'm not chasing any trades. Okay, I think the oil trade, if that comes through, will do me for more than enough pips. So I'm not chasing any other trades unless they present themselves. Okay, so I'll wait for this to happen and look for long trades. If the market flies off without me, fantastic. Good luck to those of you who are in the trade. Sorry, guys. Okay, GJ. Let's talk about GJ then. Interesting time on this pair as well. Let me draw a similar Fibonacci on there and see what you think. Something like that. Again, A, B, C, right off that 71 that we've said is so accurate. So we could now be looking at a reversal. Okay, I'm not as keen as a reversal on these pairs just because the yen pairs are so bearish for me. So I'm keeping my options open again with the yen pairs. And what I'm looking at here is this trend line is being respected so far. 1, 2, 3. So I want to see how it reacts kind of actually over the next kind of 12 hours or so. If we respect this trend line, beautiful. I'll look for short trades. Okay, especially on a break of this counter trend line. If we can get a break and a retest and a third, well, not a third, a fifth touch of this trend line, I'll look for shorts. If, however, we break above this channel, retest it with a third touch of this trend line, 1, 2, 3, then we'll look for long trades. What I would be careful of though is this level here, because this seems to be some sort of neckline as well. And what we could actually see, sorry, excuse me, is a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. That's something else I'm looking at. Okay, so we could come up, then come back for the third trend line touch, and then take off. Okay, so if you are going to take any long trades, I would keep your targets at 138 probably. Okay, about 100 pips. Don't be greedy. 138, and then if we get a valid inverse head and shoulders, then I would take long-term long trades. Okay, so just to recap, if we respect this level, break this counter trend line, I would look for shorts. If we break and retest and touch this trend line again, I would look for long trades. Okay, either one of those would be valid as long as you wait for the conditions to be met. Okay, like I said, be careful of this blue level. If we break above that anytime this week, fantastic, look for long trades. Okay, Euro JPY is obviously very similar to GBP JPY. If we look on the daily, what we've had is a similar Fibonacci. I won't draw it on, but actually on Euro JPY, we have this really long-term trend line that's really nice. 1 touch, 2 touch, and we're very close to a third touch now. Okay, but actually we haven't quite reached it. So what I'd expect is for us to actually possibly take out this double bottom here. Okay, respect this trend line. So 1 touch, 2 touch. If we can get this third touch around here, I'm really confident for a short trade. If we reject this trend line here, okay, short trade down to 120 for me. Nice 200 pips. Okay, some of you caught the 200 pips last week. So we didn't catch 200 pips. We only caught about 100. I expected 200. We only caught 100. That's fine. From here, we saw that sniper entry. I'm looking for an even better entry now from this trend line. Okay. So yeah, to show you what I'm talking about in this descending channel, 1, 2, 3, we can get it all down, all the way down to 120. We can see price come down to, which is in confluence obviously with the key level. Firstly, this long-term trend line that I told you about, which is a beautiful confluence before the reversal. But also, if I look at something like this, so from this swing high to this swing low, okay, we've come up, we've reversed from the Fibonacci reversal zone, and now we're moving, making our way down, and this extension level is bang on 120 and this trend line. If we can get a fall from this trend line to here before reversal, that will be a really beautiful trade. So this is again one of those beautiful trades I would look to take this week. Okay, so I will only look for short trades on this. If it takes off, fine. Okay, but on this this pair, I'm only looking for short trades for a rejection from this trend line, and trade down to 120, quick 200 pips, and we can reevaluate once we get there. Okay. Things to note: this key level of 120, 122, that's respected quite well. So if we break above, if we break back below, then retest. That's a chance for another entry if you missed the first, or if you weren't too keen on a bit of a riskier entry. And then if we take out certain lows, I'll give you nice places for sniper entries during the week again. I'll finish off then with GBP USD. Which I've only been over once or twice for you guys, just because I haven't liked price action recently, but I'll come back to it because there's a couple of potentially nice opportunities. This note I made then, a reversal pattern directly on the 78.6 fib. Just like some of the other pairs, if we draw this fib, swing low, swing high, this reversal pattern is right around the 78.6 fib. Okay, we've dipped just below, but that's fine, and we're still in the region of. And what we can see on GBP USD is another kind of long-term downtrend. Okay, 1, 2, 3, but again another short-term downtrend. With the short-term downtrend though, if I zoom into the 4-hour, it might be a little bit clearer. We had this kind of channel or wedge, however you see it, that was broken out of and retested to the T. Okay, and also we had 1, 2, 3 touches of this trend line. Okay, so what I would be looking for now is actually, well, before rushing into long trades, a lot of people would be looking for long trades now, but let me show you this, and hopefully you see it. Something of a neckline here. Okay, we have left shoulder, head, and what I'd expect now maybe is something of a right shoulder to be formed from this neckline. So don't rush into long trades just yet. See how we react to this level. If we break above and retest, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Buy your heart away, or whatever the phrase is. But what I expect is some sort of rejection, and then actually a sell-off down to this, sort of somewhere around this level again. Not necessarily at this level, but some sort of sell-off to form a right shoulder. And then also maybe another quick retest of this trend line at the same time. And then after that right shoulder's formed, then we can come back up to this level, break and retest for long trades. Okay, so be very, very careful taking any trades on any of these pairs. Like I said, the market is in an indecision period, so like I've said, wait for clear signs. Okay, clear rejections, clear reversals. So we're talking candlestick formations, chart patterns, but I will keep you updated during the week. Okay. I think with this video I'm gonna put it onto YouTube rather than the Telegram, just to see how that goes. It might not be something I'll carry on with in the future, but I thought, why not? I might put it in the Telegram as well though, or I might put the market reviews during the week in the Telegram. I'll let you guys know. Please let me know how you found this video. If you watched till the end, then great. It's been a very, very long video, approaching 30 minutes now, but hopefully it's 30 minutes of knowledge that can help. And when it's knowledge that can make you money, I probably would say watching a half-an-hour video once a week is worth it. So as I said, I hope some of those trades will help. I'll keep you updated on YouTube and in my Telegram as well. So I'll keep a link to my Telegram either in the description or the comments or something. If you're not in there, make sure you do get in there, because I'll keep you updated in there as well. And yeah, I really hope this helps. Thanks guys, thanks for kind of following me and watching these videos.